I can't count the number of emails I've had telling me to review this series of Doctor Who. Did I say can't? I meant to say refuse. I can count, just did, and again, it's 0, okay? Last year I talked a lot about Doctor Who Series 8, which to summarise all those videos, was shit. So I was extremely hesitant to watch this series. After all, Clara, who I'm not entirely keen on, was still knocking around. Although her Oscar-deserving boyfriend died last series, he died as he lived, showing literally no emotion, and is now buried in a coffin that will never be as wooden as the acting. That was a whole string of bad thoughts, considering this is a review of a children's show. Anyway, the series ended with a not-so-subtle revelation that Time Lords can gender swap. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be the first female Doctor. Firstly, because I imagine all of the surgeries would be rather painful, but also because, given certain recent events, if I were a woman, I certainly would want to tread on eggshells to avoid angering the hateful mob of children-resenting women because they refuse to fancy them. Lost track there again. Anyway, Doctor Who Series 9 was actually really good. Sure, there were disappointing episodes, but this series innovated, including peaks as well as troughs. The unfortunate thing about this series being good is that it proves that the problem with the last series wasn't that I'd outgrown it was that it was actually bad. Series 9 has a satisfying overarching storyline that yields interesting results, especially the penultimate episode, which built tension so effectively it actually made the finale look a bit embarrassing by comparison. Episode 11 is a delightful way to pass 45 minutes. Without wishing to spoil anything, the finale wraps up a few plot strands in a nice way, but worryingly dangles a spin-off opportunity in front of our faces. It's finally portraying Peter Capaldi as a good doctor without taking a phone call from Matt Smith telling us that it'll all be okay. That's right, I didn't forget that shit. Okay, so the series wasn't all good. The Sleep Monsters episode was lodged squarely up its own arse, although it was a pleasure to see Rhys Shearsmith, as it was to see Rufus Hound, even if he did get off with the kid from Game of Thrones. Oh, the BBC. The first 20 minutes of the first episode was rather cringy, and also I can't be the only one who thinks that the BBC HD version of the show has a problem with its volume levels. Voices seem to be lost when the music starts, but I've complained far too much about Doctor Who, and what the hell, it's Christmas at the time of writing. It's probably July for you now, so I guess I'll give this series a pass. I can't deny it was entertaining, and like I said, the 11th episode was a lovely experience, but I still get the feeling that there are still improvements to be made, and sadly the only way of making these improvements could be to shake up the way the series on the whole is written. I would refer you to my Series 8 wishlist, but the BBC removed it. So I guess I'll sign off this video by slapping myself in the face. Merry Christmas.